Hello, it's the Goop again. This is something else I wanted to talk about. You're going to see a lot of videos from me. I got a lot of stuff I'm going to upload. That's the first thing I want to say. Uh, I've said it before, I feel like I've got catching up to do. Plus, the more videos, the better, I feel. I mean, a lot of people want something to watch, and sometimes watching a jackass in front of a camera just yak on is pretty entertaining. I try to be entertaining. Although I'm pretty sure some people get irritable and don't want to watch, especially the videos where I'm pissed off. Anyhow, this is something that I've been wanting to talk about for a while. I've been wanting to talk about DLC. DLC, downloadable content. All right, I have nothing against downloadable content, as long as it's done well. If it's done well, sure, and if it's done right, you can't leave something out of a game that should have been there to begin with. Then make it into DLC and then say, here's DLC, and expect people to swallow that. People are going to notice. People are going to go, that shouldn't be DLC. That should have been part of the final product. The final product. The idea of DLC is to add something extra to make it more playable down the line. I think even Nintendo realizes this. Just something to make people want to pick it up more and play it. Okay, and just shoehorning in something that should have already been in there to begin with. I wouldn't say shoehorning. That's the wrong term, but that's my feelings of it. There's nothing wrong with DLC. DLC done right, DLC done fairly, DLC that's not on the disc. DLC should be downloaded on the internet. It shouldn't be unlocked on the disc. That's bullcrap. If I bought the disc, I want to be able to play what's on the disc. Alright? Capcom, I'm looking at you. This is what's getting you in trouble, Capcom. That's another video. And I've already done videos about that, sorry. But this is what made me want to talk about this. Ubisoft claims gamers are more open to downloadable content now. Ubisoft believes that gamers are now more open to downloadable content than ever before. Ubisoft VP of Digital Publishing Chris Early claims that when they've introduced downloadable content such as Assassin's Creed, was it 4? Black Flag? It was 4, right? Yeah, 4. Time Saver DLC packs. Barely any consumers complained to the company about it. Here's what he said specifically. He said there was no resistance. Maybe there were 12 guys somewhere who said something, but whatever. As a whole, there wasn't a problem. I think there are some models that are accepted now. DLC is pretty much accepted. Season Pass is pretty much Season Pass. Are you sure about that? I don't know about Season Pass. I don't think I agree with the Season Passing, but I agree with the DLC things. It depends on the type of DLC. It depends on how it's handled. I've said this. It's pretty much accepted. Season Pass is pretty much accepted. Now it's interesting when you start to think of Season Pass as a service pass. For our Season Pass holders, I know we hold events for them specifically, so it's a little bit more than just DLC content. So there's an evolution going on there. Yeah, he's right. He's right. Like I've said, it's how you go about it. It's how companies go about it. And there are companies that just screw the consumer over. They just really mess with them. I would like to see Nintendo do DLC. I would. It just depends, like I said, how they go about it. And I think they have been doing DLC. I think it was that New Super Luigi U. Yeah, New Super Luigi U was basically, at first, it was just DLC for New Super Mario Brothers U. And they even released it as a standalone for less. It costed less than the other game, but that was good. And then we have the stuff that Sega released for Sonic Lost World. That was really good too. I liked that. That was really good. But in a way, I agree with them, but in a way, I'm just like, it depends on how they go about it. But it remains to be seen. I think publishers are learning. They're learning they shouldn't be ticking off the consumer. They're learning that some things are just not acceptable. I don't agree with some things, though. I mean, I don't agree with, like, Nintendo's the only one that's not doing this, but Sony and Microsoft are doing this thing where you pay so much a year to do this stuff. I think it's a year. I think a year or a month, every month, and then you're allowed all this access to other stuff. And I'm like, Really? It kind of bugs me. It's always going to bug me. Especially if you just want to play a game online and you have to pay that thing to play a game online. I do believe so. Could be wrong about that. I know the PS4 is doing this now. PS3 didn't do this. I think it's bad, though. I mean, I don't know. It depends on how much they charge. I'm going to make another video, but it doesn't really have to do with DLC. It has to do with anything. I'll talk about it later, but yeah. Bottom line, DLC can be good. It just depends on how they do it. I don't know. Because, like I said, there's been really crappy attempts. There's been stuff that just really messes with the consumer, and yeah. Alright, this has been The Goof. That's another one. Take care.